Hello everyone, welcome to another video of FFL 24/7. Today's video is going to be another very exciting stock analysis because we are going to be reviewing PayPal stock today. And why we are reviewing PayPal stock today? Because I am starting to see some very cool technical developments happening in the PayPal chart that I wanted to discuss with you guys. So if you are holding PayPal stock, or if you are planning to buy into PayPal stock, or if you are wondering where PayPal stock is gonna head, or if we have already bottomed, you might want to watch out for these few updates that I want to share with you guys. And I think you guys are going to be also convinced what I am going to show you is starting to look promising for PayPal stock going into the future. So let's get right into the analysis. So the graph will be getting a little bit more technical from this point onwards, but I will be making sure to keep you guys following along. So let's get into it. So here, I know there are a lot of lines going on around here, but let me be very clear. So I want to discuss a few things with you guys. So I know we have seen the top at around 310 back in July 26, 2021. But this whole price action, this was just the peak COVID euphoria that we saw. We went up the same way and we came down the same way. So this is all irrelevant. So let's not discuss about that. What I want you guys to focus on is around this area in here. This area around here is very critical for PayPal stock. And this is what is dictating the price action and telling us where the stock might be heading next. So this trend started from around April 8, 2022. So because this is the time when we got back down into this trend. So I want you guys to focus on two main trend lines. So one is this top downtrend line and the second one is this bottom downtrend line. So these are playing a major role for PayPal stock analysis. And if you notice the bottom downtrend line, this is even more important because we have seen this formed as a support for quite a few times. And if we extend this backwards, this goes all the way back down. So back in almost in 2019, this was also acting as a support. And we have seen a very strong bounce from this trend line for PayPal stock. And this was also the line back in just before the COVID when we saw this peak euphoria. So when we bounced of this support line. So again, this is something to consider, but again, we want to keep our focus on this main price action here that is happening. So I am going to zoom into this area here because I want to show you guys something very cool that is happening most recently. So let's zoom into this. So here it is, guys. We are zoomed into this most recent price action that started from around April 8, 2022 till today. So I want you guys to keep your focus on these two trend lines that I pointed out earlier. So look how nicely we have been defending these two lines. So this bottom downtrend line. So yes, both of these lines are downtrend lines, but yet they are providing us a very strong price action analysis. So the bottom line, if you notice, so we have bounced quite a few times back in July 2022 in here and around this area almost, and this area and this area. So this bottom trend line, and I showed you guys, even if you go back all the way, this trend line has been acting as a strong support back in 2019. So this is providing us a very strong support, and we have eventually seen a drop of this a downtrend line and we bounce back above it. So apparently 50.25 happened to be the bottom for PayPal stock for now, because that bottom bounced us back into this trend line and this acted as a support. So this is like there is like a strong evidence that this has been acting as a very strong support. And on the other side, if you look at the top line, so this is also very clear that we have been getting rejected quite a few times at this top downtrend line. So we started around in this area April 8, 2022, and again here in August 12, 2022, and then this was also a strong rejection in again August 2023. So we tried to break this downtrend line quite a few times, but we failed every single time until look at this area around here. So this is the most interesting price action happening like as of right now. So I am going to zoom into this a little bit further and then I will come back to show you guys something very cool. So also keep a note on this 50.25. So this has apparently been the bottom for PayPal stock right now. So this provided us as a very strong bounce and a confirmation of support of our bottom downtrend line. So I know you guys are also watching this 44.34. So this was the area that we were watching for the ultimate bottom, but that did not happen. And 50.25 has acted as a very strong bottom for PayPal stock. So again, I want to show you guys something very cool into this area. So I'm going to zoom into this area and keep your focus on this top downtrend line. So let's see. So here it is, guys. So are you guys noticing something very cool? So one thing I want you guys to also pay attention to, this $57.4 area, we were already pointing out, we have been tracking this area from all the way back in December 2023. For almost last 3 months we have been tracking this area. So we were watching this area very closely because this was acting as a strong region of support, very strong demand zone for PayPal stock. And if we were to break down this demand zone, heavy demand zone, this heavy support area, then we were expecting we will be doing a retest of this bottom downtrend line again. But apparently this has not happened, because if you notice, this 57.4 area has acted as a very strong support, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 times, and the fifth time we saw a very nice bounce that pushed us above this top downtrend line that we were not able to get above. Yes, we did try to go above this top downtrend line, and then we failed back down to this 57.4. We tested this as a support again. So this is like also providing us a very strong evidence that they try to break this major downtrend line resistance, and we tested this 57 this heavy demand zone as a retest again, and we bounced back above this trend line. And look what else has happened here. So we already know the $65 area is going to be the heavy resistance. So this is also another next major barrier that PayPal stock has to break, so which is exactly right we are sitting at today. So today we closed at exactly around 65.05. This is, again guys, this is one of the major resistance that we already know that this is going to be tested, and this is where we are sitting right now. And then tomorrow, Friday, and next week is going to be very interesting how PayPal stock behaves next. And one more critical thing that happened in around here. So if you guys notice around this circle, so this circle and also this blue line that you guys are seeing, this is one of the major 200-day moving average for any stock that is that you want to consider technical analysis on. So we are also able to break this major resistance of 200-day moving average, and we broke above this top downtrend major resistance line that was acting as a strong resistance beginning from April 2022. So this is like a major win. These are like two major wins for PayPal stock, and the next major barrier for us is going to be $65. So we need to definitely close above the $65 with a strong volume. So and volume is the next thing that I want you guys to pay attention to. So if you guys notice, so this is like a very stable and a very decent amount of volume that we have been consistently getting for PayPal stock. So in here around this area, the volume, there is nothing to be concerned about. The concerning volume that we saw was on the day of the earnings and the day after the earnings. So if you notice, so this big shot, this volume, so this may be looking like a very strong sell-off of the PayPal stock. So apparently these market makers, these institutions, they are also very smart, and they are going to be doing things to stray retail away in the opposite directions. What I'm thinking is this may have a counter meaning. So yes, we are seeing this a negative red volume on a big sell-off, on a big gap down day, but there is a possibility that in this heavy demand zone area, they filled up a lot of orders and pushed the price back above. So what it is looking like is, we already knew this 57.4, this demand zone is going to be a very heavy support area for PayPal stock. This dip that we saw for 2 days, like after the earnings, so this is like giving us a very good signals that they triggered a lot of stop losses for a lot of people. So this is like a stop loss hunting kind of candles that we saw that dipped below this heavy demand zone, and then they pushed the price back above, and they tested and confirmed this as a double bottom again, this demand zone. So this is like a very bullish sign that I am seeing as in terms of technical analysis right here. And again, that also pushed us above this major downtrend resistance and also this 200-day moving average resistance, and now we are sitting right at this $65 level of resistance. That is our next major barrier that we have to break through. So the story becomes very interesting from this point onwards. So what is developing and what is happening underlying for PayPal stock? So we are sitting at this critical resistance, and the volume is like kind of flat, and the stock price is also consistently going up, and we are now sitting at this level. So what is going to happen next? So I want to show you guys something very cool again. So let me zoom out a little bit. So do you guys notice a pattern in around this area here? If you notice, so this is forming a very nice inverse head and shoulders pattern that we have not yet broken out of yet. So because this $65 is the perfect neckline of this inverse head and shoulders pattern that we have to break. So what it is looking like is we want to see a bullish positive volume coming back in, and we need to close above the $65. If that happens, so this inverse head and shoulders pattern will be confirming a breakout above, and the target of this inverse head and shoulders pattern is sitting at this almost exactly right around the $76 area. So this $76 is confirmed to be a major resistance level again, and it is also turning out to be a perfect target of this inverse head and shoulders pattern. So all these things are technically lining up very nicely. But again, we are not going to go up to $76 in like one straight shot. So because if you notice this area around here that I have highlighted, this is going to be a minor supply zone for PayPal stock. So $69, yes, $69 is going to be a little bit of hiccup, that we are going to see some bit of sideways or consolidation or some pattern happening. And so what I am expecting is maybe we are going to break above the $65, and we might be forming a little bit of sideways around this $69 area, maybe a little bit of more accumulation that may be forming like a flag pattern for us and give us a push above to all the way to this $76 that we are targeting. So my first price target of this break is going to be $69, and the second price target that I am expecting for PayPal stock is going to be this $76. So this $69 is for just not from out of nowhere. So if you notice in the past in around here, so this has been acting as a very strong resistance as well, that we have seen the rejection, and also around this area, this is also around the $69 area. So this area is going to be a little bit of hiccup. And another thing I want you guys to pay attention to is look at this circle here. There is like a huge gap, and gaps are meant to be filled up, and we are on our way to fill this gap, and that puts us very nicely to our second price target of $76 that we are eyeing, and it is going to complete this inverse head and shoulders breakout pattern. And what happens at $76, that is going to be interesting. At that point we will be doing more technical analysis over there, because obviously we need to see the volume and the price action and the kind of pattern that they start to form in terms of the candlestick. So that is obviously going to be the hints that we were watching. But for now, what is looking like is first price target is $69 and the second one is $76, and this is all dependent on the break of this $65, because this is our next major barrier that we do have to definitely break. But for now, how the things are looking in terms of overall general stock market is amazingly bullish. SPY is also making all-time highs, so that is why I'm thinking we are going to confidently break the $65 and head towards our first price target of 69, and then eventually towards the $76, because if you're able to get to $69, that is going to confirm our basis of this breakout of this inverse head and shoulders pattern, and its target puts us right exactly around the 76, and 76 is confirmed to be our major resistance. That is going to be the next major barrier for PayPal stock. So that is all I quickly wanted to share with you guys. If you guys like the video, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.